Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the session. So we are the PMP coordinating team, and we will be conducting this session today for you. So we're conducting this session because second year is going to be very different than your first year. There are a lot of things for you all to know about electives, about projects, and so on, which we'll be briefing you about. So I'm Meghana, and I'll be giving it over to Swayam to tell you about the timeline right now. Is my screen visible? Can anyone just write in the chat box? All right. All right. So, in the index, we'll be going over types of courses, requirements, slots and calculation, project courses, and minors. And yeah, so I'll be handing it over to Swayam to explain about the single degree.
Uh, Good evening, everyone. I am PMP coordinator Kumar Swayam. So let's just go through a timeline of a single degree. So Meghna, can you just show the slides? Cool. So I guess सबका first year हो चुका है. You guys are done with your year one. So second year में you will have सबसे पहले तो your CDCs in 2-1 and 2-2. एंड उसके अलावा यू विल हैव अ फ्यू कोर्सेज जो सबके लिए CDCs रहेंगे फॉर ऑल ब्रांचेस. उसमें आपके पास सबसे पहले यू हैव M3, देन यू हैव EVS, देन यू हैव एन ऑप्शन बिटवीन POE या POM. फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में POE या POM का ऑप्शन हैज़ बीन मेल्ड टू अ लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स एंड सेकेंड सेमेस्टर में बाकी ब्रांचेस के लिए रहेगा अकॉर्डिंगली. Now, one thing to note over here is कि EVS is a course जिसका CGPA is not calculated. Like वो good या bad वाला course होता है. You just have to ensure that you get a good grade. Otherwise, you'll have to repeat it later on. So, other than these courses, you will have your CDCs, which are the compulsory disciplinary courses. So इसके बाद you have your summer term PS1. PS1 is a prerequisite for PS2. अगर आप PS1 नहीं कर रहे हो then you cannot sit for PS2. PS1 का alternative is you have thesis, and if you're doing thesis then आप PS2 नहीं जा पाओगे. Then year 3 में again you have your CDCs, and फिर year 4 में you have one semester जिसमें आप placements में बैठते हो and एक semester जिसमें आप PS2 या thesis के लिए जाते हो according to your what your preference is or what you plan to do in your future. So I'll just give it back to Meghna to discuss the timeline for the dual degree.
Okay, guys. So I'll be talking about the dual degree timeline. So in year one, as you know, is the same for everybody, right? And in year two, you have some common courses like M3, EVS, POE, or POM. Right, or you can, yeah, and then after that you have the summer term, which is basically comes right after year two, and you can either do a PS1 or a thesis, and PS1, as you know, is a prerequisite for PS2. Okay, is my voice echoing? Just give me a second. Yeah, is this better now? Like, is my voice still echoing? Can okay. Okay, what about now, guys? Is it better?
Yeah, it's better. We can start.
All right, great. All right. Right, so sorry about that. Let's get back to the dual degree timeline. So I'll just start from the beginning. So year one is the same for everybody. Year two, again, you have 2-1 and 2-2, where you'll be doing your MSc courses, right? So in year two, you can take electives, which we will discuss later on. And then comes the summer term. So here you have your PS1. Now, PS1 for single degree and dual degree students is at the same time. So everyone will be doing PS1 together basically. And so basically, PS1 is a prerequisite for PS2. Do PS2 in your final year, you will need to do PS1 in your after your second year, and then you move on to your third year. So as I said, year two was just your MSc courses. You will be doing your CDCs from your MSc courses. You will also be doing disciplinary electives from your MSc courses. You will also be doing HELS if you wish to do them. Now, year three will be a combination of MSc courses and engineering courses. Now, year three for most ULites is basically just your CDCs. You might have just 1 or 2 slots empty. And then comes year four. Now, this is where there's a slight difference between single and dual degree students. So, for dualites, after year four is the SIP, and then year five you can do your either PS2 or thesis. So if you do an SIP at the end of year four, you cannot do two PSs. So you cannot do an SIP and a double PS. If you do an SIP, you will have to do an on-campus thesis in your 5-1. So I think the main difference here comes in the fourth year. So the SIP for dualites is after the fourth year, whereas for singlites is after the third year. And yeah, I think this is pretty much what you have to know. Year two is just your MSc courses. Year three is both MSc and engineering. Year four will be mainly your engineering courses. And if you have some MSc electives left, you might have to do a few of them, but it will be largely your engineering courses. So that's the dual degree. Um, yeah, now I'll be giving it on to Siddhant to do types of courses.
Yes. So, hi guys, Siddhant here. Am I audible? Okay, cool. Let's go. So, I will be explaining to you the types of courses we are offered after the first year. So, basically, in BITS, we have two types of courses, the CDCs and the electives. So, CDCs are basically compulsory disciplinary courses and they are fixed for all students enrolled in that branch. Like if some person has some XYZ branch, you would have some compulsory courses that you would be doing with people of your branch. So yes, now moving on further to the electives part. So basically, electives are the courses in which you have the freedom or the liberty to choose. So there are three types of electives you will be doing: the disciplinary, humanities, and open electives. So disciplinary electives are the one that are related to your degree. The humanities, as the name implies, are related to humanities course. Now the exciting thing is open electives. These are the courses related to a discipline other than yours. So basically, you can choose some courses not of your branch or your discipline. And yes, if you have an interest in them, you can go ahead with them. So yes, Meghna, can we please move on to the next slide? Yes, so this is a basic sample for the CDCs of MSc Chemistry branch, in which you can see these the courses highlight with Chem thing are the CDCs of Chem branch. We this physics course is also a CDC for the MSc Chemistry branch. This electromagnetic theory course. Yes, Meghna, you can move on to the next slide. I guess this is pretty much trivial. Yes. So basically, these are the examples of the DELs offered by the chemistry branch. Like every department offers some DELs which you can choose from. This is the sample we have taken from the chemistry branch. Yes, Meghna, I guess we can move on further. Yes. So now moving on to the requirements part. So in order to complete your degree, you guys need to complete a certain number of courses. So as we know, the CDCs are fixed for every branch, but for DELs, you have to check, like it depends on your degree. And for the health part, irrespective of the degree, every student needs to complete three health this thing. So yes, we can move on further. And yes, this part would be explained to you by Anushka. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Anushka and I'm a volunteer at Oxd registration team. So basically, coming to your requirements, you have to do certain DELs, HELs, and OPELs, right? So you get to do 5 OPELs for single degree and 4 DELs. It depends actually on your degree. Like for single degree, it is generally 4 DELs and 3 HELs. So those are your HEL, OPEL, and DEL requirements. So coming to like if you're taking a minor, what happens is your OPEL requirements get satisfied with your minor. You get the option to choose a minor in your 2-2. So depending on what minor you take, you get those courses pre-registered for you. Like you don't have to have the PR number while BT to register for a particular course that falls under your minor requirements. So coming to practice school, like it was mentioned, basically PS1 is a prerequisite to PS2. But PS2, you can actually choose whether you want to do it in your 4-1 or 4-2 for singlites, and 5-1 or 5-2 for dualites if they are doing PS. So depending on your preference, you can choose the time of your PS2. And for dualites, it is like you can choose the thesis option as well. Like I think Meghna explained a little bit about that. So yeah, that was requirements. Can we move to the next slide? Yeah.
Yeah, hello
So
everyone. I'm Shrikar. I'll be talking about the health, the humanity electives. So, as mentioned before, that you should be doing 3 humanity electives during the course. The humanity electives are listed with HSS or GS code. They are optional courses. They should be only considered when they do not clash with your CDCs, the compulsory courses, or with your department electives. The timetable generator link is added with the slide. The slides will be provided later. You can check which healths clash with your CDCs and which do not. So basically, if you have, let's say, 23 healths, then and 5 of them are clashing with your CDCs, then you will be only able to select from the remaining 18 courses. You cannot choose the other 5. So let's see how to choose the hell. There are certain factors which you can consider while choosing the hell. They are interest, like you can see which courses you find interesting. The other option is grading. And the last one is the instructor taking the course. So now that you have decided the hell, let's talk about how you will be allotted the hell. The hells are allotted based on the PR number. The PR number is basically a randomly generated number that you will be given every semester before the registration. The lower the PR number, means closer to 1, it means that you have a higher priority. That in turn means that there'll be a greater chance of getting your desired health. And let's say if you got a bad PR number around 800, let's say, then you might not get the hell you want because it will be filled by that time. Then don't be disheartened by that because you can take hell every sem. Now, like there's another option which you can consider, add and swap. It happens a few days after the registration. In that, if you want a hell and you already have taken another hell during the registration, then you can swap it during the add and swap. And
Shrikar,
if you yeah,
you are streaming on the YouTube link, right?
yeah,
Yeah, just pin the presentation on that. The YouTube viewers are not able to see the presentation.
okay. Can you give me a minute? I'll do it after I
No,
say
it's
this.
getting recorded, right?
Yeah,
So if possible, do that because the YouTube viewers are not able to see your slides.
okay. Yeah, I was telling about health. Uh, just give me a minute. Sorry. Is the slide still not visible in the YouTube?
Yeah, Shrikar, they're visible now. You can proceed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was telling about the add and swap option. So, like, let's say you have chosen a hell during the registration, and you wanted to take another hell. And if during the add and swap option, a few seats are added to the hell which you want, then you can swap it with the hell which you have. And in the add, like, let's say you did not fill the maximum credits which you can take during the semester, like, which is 25. Then you and a hell has a few seats left. Then you can add it to your timetable. Yeah, that's it. You can go to the next slide. Yeah, these are the uh, hells which are there during in the semester. So the grading, as you might already know, the grading of the campus, like A, A minus, B, B minus, C, C minus, D, E, and NC. D minus is not there. And NC basically means you have not cleared the cutoff, which is there for passing the course. And RC means RC is given if there's any disciplinary action taken against you. Next slide. Mm, Meghna, can you take over?
Yes, so the next is slots and calculation. So I'll be going through a bit of this for the dual degree part. And then, yeah, so we'll first talk about the dual degree. So I think Shrikar explained a bit about the PR number. So I'll be talking a bit about spacing out and maxing out. So first of all, if you guys have looked at the academic bulletin, all the CDCs are mentioned. So you should first go over that and plan your degree out. Second, spacing out versus maxing out. So for dualites, all right. So first of all, the maximum number of credits that you can take in a semester is 25. So if you fill up your entire credits, it's known as maxing out. If you do 24 or 24, 24, 25 credits. So basically, for dualites, it's advised to max out every sem. And it's been designed in such a way that if you max out every sem, that is, if you take 24, 25 credits every sem until your fourth year, at the end, in your fourth year, you will have 2 or 3 empty slots. So spacing out is in the next slides over here. This is a spaced out semester, which is basically has 19 credits. And this is a maxed out semester, which is 24 credits. As you can see, there are a lot more courses in the maxed out one. Right. So in the 9 versus 16 credit thesis, on campus versus off campus. So as you know, a PS is 20 credits. So for dualites in your fifth year, you can either do 2 PSs or 1 PS, 1 thesis, or 2 theses. So a PS is 20 credits, and a thesis can be either 9 or 16 credits. So the thing is, if you do not max out your semesters, if you're a dualite, and you have some courses left at the end, then you might have to stay on campus and complete those courses. So you will have to take an on-campus thesis, and if you take a thesis, you're doing it on campus or off campus. That'll be 16 credits. But along with an on-campus thesis, if you are doing additional courses to complete your course requirements, then that will be a 9 credit thesis. So you can do a 9 credit thesis along with some of your other courses. So, and as I mentioned earlier, if you take an SIP, you cannot take an SIP and do 2 PSs. So it has to be an SIP, an on-campus thesis, and a PS. Yeah, I think Swayam will explain more about the early grad now.
Uh, Thank you, Meghna. Can you just present the slides? So about the early grad part, basically after calculating all your CDCs in a particular semester, you have a certain credits left. So there is an option of early grad where you can complete your degree in 3.5 years. For that, you have to max out in almost all the semesters, or more or less, I guess, all the semesters, where you take all the available courses in a particular semester and complete all your HELs, DELs, and OPELs. As Siddhant mentioned earlier, the minimum number of requirements to complete your degree is of completing 3 HELs, 4 DELs, and 5 OPELs in your course. So if you can complete these 12 courses in the available slots, that is 25 credits per semester, then you can graduate and complete your degree in 3.5 years. I guess we can move ahead. This is the semester-wise pattern for a single degree. This is for electronics and communication. Year one, may I guess you have seen all the courses, you have done all the courses. When we discuss about year two, we see that in this list we have all the CDCs listed. So for EC, Triple E, and ENI, basically the CDCs are generally common. And for EC, you can have a look that you have 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3. So you have 17 credits plus 3 of EVS. So you have 20 of them. So out of the 25 available credits, you have 20 as your CDCs plus 3 of any help you can choose in the next semester. Uh, Similarly, in your 2-2, you will have all these CDCs. And apart from these CDCs, you will have a few slots left in which you can register your HELs, DELs, and OPELs. So generally, for Triple E, EC, and ENI, you have 9 credits. I guess this is the similar pattern followed for your third year as well. This is a dual degree ka course pattern where you have all your CDCs listed for physics plus EC branch. So I guess Meghna can explain this better. So Meghna, please take over.
Okay, so this is a sample degree planned out for physics and electronics and communication. So as you can see in the second year, there are some common courses. There's M3, which everyone will be doing. There's EVS, which is a 3 credit course, and you can take either POE or POM. Right. So this is basically your second year. In your second year, you will have your MSc CDCs, and along with that, you can take some discipline electives of your MSc degree too. You can also take your HELs. For example, I had taken, or you can even take 2 HELs. So just ensure that you're maxing out every semester. So this is your third year. In third year, you will have mostly CDCs of both your MSc degree and your engineering degree. So you might just have around 1 slot free in your entire third year. Mostly CDCs will just take up your entire third year if you're a dualite. And this is your fourth year. As you can see, there are mostly EC courses over here. And this is, of course, your fifth year, which has your PS or TS. So basically, what you should do is you should go over your ERP and look at the number of electives for both your MSc and your engineering degree. So 3 HELs are the course requirement for everybody, but different branches have different number of DEL requirements. So you should go over your ERP and just look at the number of DEL requirements you have. In your fourth year, if you have a few slots empty, you can fill it up with OPELs of your interest. That's completely up to you. But of course, the course requirements have to be done first. So yeah, as I was saying, this is a spaced out semester of 19 credits. This is a maxed out semester of 24 credits. And you can, of course, choose to not max out your semester if you're a dualite, but that is not advisable because even after maxing it out in your fourth year, you will just have 2 or 3 empty slots. So it is advisable to max out everything. Now, Anushka will be taking over the demo using ERP and Bulletin.
Okay, so basically, we will be using ERP to register on the registration day, right? Like on August 11th, you will be logging into ERP at your designated time slot. So, what will happen is August D will release time slots for registrations based on your PR numbers. So, the PR numbers which come earlier will have the time slot which comes first. So in that way, you will have to register only in your given time slot on ERP. And coming to bulletin is basically a document that will be shared with you if it has not already been shared last sem, which contains all the information about all the courses that you do. So it contains what CDCs are there for your particular major. If you're planning to take a minor, it contains the details of each and every course that comes as a requirement for the minor. So it is always advisable to go through the bulletin before doing any course. Like let's say uh, look at DELs and OPELs in year two. So it's advisable to actually look at what can help you if you're choosing a minor. Let's say if you already take a subject that comes under that minor requirement that is beneficial for you. So like it is advisable to go through the bulletin before you register. And ERP as a platform, I think we have already used it once last sem. So you must have some degree of familiarity with it. So you will be using it again on August 11th. If we can move to the next one. Yes. So coming to the courses and prerequisites. Now, what happens is that right now, going to your 2-1, you don't really have to worry about prerequisites for health because, like, you will only be taking health, right? But when you start taking OPELs and DELs, what happens is you have to check that are you actually qualified to take that particular DEL? Like, let's say Compark. Compark has MUPI and DD as its prereq. So if you haven't done MUPI or DD, or if you haven't cleared one of these, then you cannot take Compact. So you should go through the prereqs before you decide to take an elective so that you can plan your degree effectively. Yes, moving on. Now, this is actually a direct screenshot from your bulletin. So this all the prereqs and everything, you can actually see it in the bulletin itself. Like there is also a document that is shared on imp info generally before registration, where the prerequisites are actually mentioned about for each and every course. So this just gives you a general information about what kind of courses you're doing. Like under your general institutional requirements, you have already done these courses like Science Foundation, you have done ES, you have done Gen Bio, Gen Chem. So that's just the category wise structure of the courses that you have done so far and you will be doing. Moving on. Now, this is something that's actually very interesting. Like coming to SOPs, LOPs, and DOPs, right? These are projects basically which can qualify as your courses. So it is not possible to do an SOP in your 2-1 in most cases, but you can start doing project courses from your 2-2. So what happens is you have to approach a professor for getting an SOP, LOP, or DOP, and you have to express that you want to work on that particular project with them. So depending on whether the professor approves your request or not, you can actually turn your SOP into a DEL if it's in the same department or the work that you're doing is related to your stream. So you can actually fulfill your DEL requirements up to 3 DEL requirements with your SOPs. Like you have to do 4 DELs, right? So you can actually do 3 SOPs, I mean 3 DOPs, LOPs, and SOPs to actually fulfill 3 out of 4 DEL requirements. So what happens in an SOP generally is that you don't have to write exams. Like there is presentations. You have to present regularly, and there is a evaluation scheme for that, but it's not like your courses. Like there are no written exams. So generally, profs give good grades in SOPs. Like it's common that profs give A's in SOPs if you actually are regular and you get the objective of the project done. So it's always wise to keep, relations with your prof where you can actually discuss academically with them and they know you and they will offer a project to you if you ask them. And what are informals? Basically, informals are like it's you work with a professor to just acquaint yourself with them. Like you're more likely to get an SOP if you have done an informal with a professor. Like especially when it comes to profs that don't give SOP that easily, it's always preferable to approach them for an informal first. Yep. So that's about SOPs, LOPs, and DOPs. The full forms are basically study oriented project, lab oriented project, and design oriented project. Yeah, so SOPs, LOPs, and DOPs, right? They are not registered during your registration. They are basically you register them before the registration occurs. Like, let's say I want to do an SOP next semester. So I do the pre registration at the end of this semester. So it works like that. You have to register in the previous sem with the prof. All right. So there is a separate dedicated section of ERP called pre registration. You can do these things on pre-registration. Like what you have to do is first you have to get the approval. Like you have to ask the professor, and once they agree to give you the project, you basically put up this project on pre-registration, and then they approve it. So that's how it works. And there is certain restrictions on how many SOPs you can take in a sem when it comes to your second year, your third year. So all those restrictions are mentioned in the pre-registration column. You can open it at your leisure and you can see. Yes. So I saw in the chat somebody was asking what are informals. Like informal, like I said, it's basically yeah. You can ask Abhinav. Hello. Okay, so basically, informals are like you work with a prof informally. It's not counted in your CGPA, but you just get an exposure to the project. Basically, it's that like increasing your chances to get an SOP. Yes, so that's about SOPs. There is also a thing called special project. So special project is like it's very different from SOPs, DOPs, and LOPs. Like these are specific to their objectives, right? Like you're designing something, it comes under a DOP. You're working in a lab, it comes under an LOP, right? But special projects, in many cases, are a combination of a lot of these things. So those are like a little bit more complicated, and it's advised that you do special projects once you are good at your stream and like exactly what you're doing. Yep, so that's about SOPs, LOPs, and DOPs.
Okay, so minors. Minor degree programs are another program which BITS offer. In bulletin, there are many minor programs which BITS mentions, but Goa only provides the following 6, which are mentioned on the slides: finance, data science, physics, robotics, water and sanitation, and PEP. You'll be able to choose a minor if it does not already belong to your major program. Like if uh, majority of the minor program already belongs to the major program, then you won't be able to choose. Like physics dualites cannot choose the physics minor, and economics major cannot choose the finance minor. Minors are basically interdisciplinary. You can like CS can take finance minor, MEC can take DS minor, etc. The courses in minors are limited. Like most of them you'll be told to do 5 courses, and yeah, some of them are core and some of them are electives. Can you move to the next slide? Yes, Swayam will be telling you about the finance minor.
So basically, finance minor, the courses of finance minor are offered by the economics and finance department. This minor can, as Shikhar mentioned, be done by the student of any branch. For MSc economics students, mostly the courses in finance minors are covered at DELS. So for them, the proceeding of minor is different. For other branches, finance minor, for registration of minor, a form is released and a minor is allotted on to you on the basis of your CGPA after your 2-1. So uh, after the registration of your minor, as Anushka mentioned, the courses are pre-registered and you do the courses accordingly. Now, coming to the courses of the finance minor, there are two core courses which you have to do in order to get your finance minor degree, which is, as mentioned, fundamentals of finance and accounting and financial management. Now, here the thing is that one point to be noted is key, there is a prerequisite of financial management, which is FUFA, which is the fundamentals of finance and accounting. So you cannot do FUFA and FinMan, which are the two core courses in the same semester. First, you have to do FUFA, which is fundamentals of finance and accounting, and after that, in the next semester, you can do FinMan, provided provided you clear your grade in FUFA. You don't get an NC in FUFA, of course. Other than that, we have elective courses, out of which mostly three of these courses are done in order to complete your minor degree. Now, mostly the courses done for finance minor are Econ F355, which is business analysis and valuation, and then you have finance F311, which is derivatives and risk management, and you have F313, which is security analysis and portfolio management. So BAV, SAPM, and DRM. These are the three courses which are generally done. Other than that, courses can be done on the basis of what the company wants. Now, generally, abhi ke time mein, the companies also demand for FRAM. So based on that, that is informed pehle hi ki kaun se courses karne. You get a form to opt for the minor courses you want to do. Now, talking about the offshoot. Now, in every course, you have your grades out of 10. So at the end of your 5 courses, which are counted as OPELs in your degree, if you are not an economic student, so usme your offshoot score is made out of 50. So based on your grade, you get a score out of 10. So like if you get an A, your score in that particular course is 10. At A minus, it's 9. At B, it's 8, and similarly. जैसे grading का score होता है वैसा ही. Now your offshoot is considered while you go for your PS in finance. Finance के placement सबसे पहले तो I'll tell you कि it happens only in PS through PPO. Now PPO and all we can explain you later. So your basic aim, if you're opting for a finance minor, is to keep your CGPA high, that is preferably above 7 or 7.5, and keep a good offshoot score that will be above 40 or 45. Now for dualites, ke liye, if you're not an economic student and you have to do a finance minor, generally you have to do it in your summer term. That is after the end of your third year, when you have your time to do the minors, and uske baad you have to plan your courses accordingly for PS2 and placements. Now I'll tell you something, like if you're going for a 4-1 PS, then you have to complete your minor degree tentatively by the end of your 3-1, because your offshoot will be counted till 3-1, and if you do any course in 3-2, then your offshoot score will be marked as 5. For example, if you start your finance minor in your third year and you do 4 courses in your 3-1, then you can at max do 4 courses in a semester, because एक का prerequisite पहले ही है. So your offshoot can maximum be counted out of 45, because if FinMan अगर आप 3-2 में कर रहे हो, then उसमें आपका 5 लगा देंगे, that is C minus. If you're going for a 4-1 PS, if you're going for a 4-2 PS, then you can complete your finance minor by 3-2. Then your offshoot will be counted out of 50. So depending on when you are going for PS, 4-1 or 4-2, you should opt for your courses. It is suggested that if you want to do a finance minor and go for a 4-1 PS, you complete your minor by 3-1. And uske liye, we'll say ki you do your FUFA wala course, that is fundamentals of finance and accounting, in your 2-2 as an OPEL. And later on, if after you get your minor degree allotted, you can do it in your 3-1. Now we'll go to the next minor. I'll ask Shikhar to take over for the data science minor ka part.
Yeah, data science minor. There are 5 courses you should do in data science minor. 3 of them are core courses and 2 of them are electives. As you can see in the slide, the 3 core courses are machine learning, FDS, and ASM, like foundations of data science and applied statistical methods. There are a lot of electives which are there, out of which you should select 2 of them. Some of them might have prereq. Just go through the prereq sheet before choosing your courses. And also some of them are 4 credit courses, like 3 are for lecture and 1 practical, which basically means they're lab-based courses. CS people can take DS minor because like it is a specialized field. Although there are a lot of CS delts in that, since it's a specialized field, CS students can take it. As for dualites, math plus CS, doing a DS minor is manageable because all of the delts are already covered. But other dualites, it's better to ask your seniors before taking it because it might be a little hectic for you. Uh, Next slide. Uh, Meghna, can you take over?
Yeah, so the next is the physics minor. So, as you can see, there are three core courses, that is EMT1, QM1, and statistical mechanics. So these are compulsory for you to get the physics minor. On top of that, all of these are the electives that you can choose. It says 5 courses minimum, so these are the minimum number of courses you need to get this minor. And yeah, so which elective courses to choose is depends on the perspective. So you can contact your seniors for that, and you can also attend the departmental sessions that will be conducted tomorrow and the day after. I think the physics one is already over, so we will be sharing the recording with you, and you can go over that. So you can take the advice on what elective courses to take. So yeah, I think that's it for the physics minor. Also, as Shikar said, if you're a dualite and you want to do a minor, for example, if you are, let's say, a chemistry plus Phoenix dualite and you want to do a data science minor, it will be difficult for you. You might have to take a summer term. But if you're already a math or a CS dualite and you want to do a data science minor, then it will be relatively easier for you because you will already be doing those minor courses as part of your DELs. So yeah, just repeating that again, and that's it for the physics minor. And yeah, Shrikar, you wanna go over the robotics minor?
Yeah. Can you show the slides? Yeah, the robotics minor last for our batch, it was offered only for the mechanical and the electrical branches. Most of the seats were given for the mechanical branch, and electrical were given a few seats. So the CG cutoff for the electrical was pretty high. The top 3 courses which are visible are the first 3 courses which are visible in the slides are the core courses: robotics, control system, and AI for robotics. The rest are the electives which are there. As same as other electives, other minors, there might be prereqs. So just go through them before selecting the courses. Next slide. Okay, so water and sanitation minor. Uh, for this minor also, there are 5 courses which you should be taking. 2 of them are core courses as shown in the slides, and the rest are electives, out of which you should take 3 of them. You can consult any one of your senior to take which courses to take. Next slide. Okay, philosophy, economics, and politics minor (PEP), also known as PEP minor. This course has 6 courses which you should take. 3 of them are core courses, and rest are elective courses. This is basically for the humanity electives which you take. After the 3 humanity electives which you take, the rest are counted as OPELs. Yeah, next slide. We'll be answering the questions which were asked in the Google form. Thank you.
So we'll just start going through the form questions. So first of all, someone has asked that what should be the current path of I want to pursue a career in electronics industry. I guess you can ask these questions in your departmental sessions where it will be addressed properly for a particular branch. So I guess the session for electronics is tomorrow at 8:30. So this will be answered well over there. Can we take opels in 2-1 and 2-2? Uh, you can take opels in 2-2, but in 2-1 it's not allowed for now. I want to take a course of open, which has a prerequisite of another course which is being. If it is a prerequisite, then you'll have to check the sheet and we'll let you know accordingly. I guess August the team can clear this in a better way. Anushka, do you know?
You're not allowed to take opels in 2-1. So it's like if there's a prereq that you want to do for an opel in 3-1, you can do it in 2-2.
Yes, the choosing of Dells and Opels is also based on PR number.
And if you are pursuing a minor, you'll be given a slight advantage uh, of the minor.
Yeah, in case you are registered for a minor, then you'll be pre-registered for those courses. And then it won't depend, like the Opel courses won't depend on your PR number. For best UL's best humanity elective, that depends on a lot of things as it was discussed by Srikhar earlier, based on your interest and based on the reviews. You can check the minor review forms. You'll get your answer for this. Uh, you can do it, but not in the same institution. If you are completing your BE mechanical over here, then MSc physics you can do from a different college. You can take opels in the fourth semester, but not in the third semester. Yeah, you can choose any hell. That doesn't matter कि उसका code क्या है, 2xx या 3xx. Hells are offered and are open for like all the years. उसमें आपका PR number के basis पे आपको जो भी hell मिल रहा है, you can take that.
Swayam, it would be better if you read the question and then answer it.
Okay. CG cutoff for minors and what electives should CS students choose? Uh, I guess Shrikar can explain this better. Yes, Shrikar.
Uh, Sorry, what was the question?
CG CG cutoff for minors and what elective should CS students choose?
Like it will be addressed in the CS session later, which electives for the CS students to choose. As for the cutoff for minors, it depends on your batch CG.
Yeah. Can dualite take up minors, and if yes, how? Yeah, as I mentioned, dualites can take up minors depending on your branch. And if you want to complete the courses, then you have to check if they are being offered in the summer term, and you can complete the courses after registering. But the registration for the minors for the dualites is also done in the second year. So if you are doing your minor degree after your third year ka summer term as well, you have to register in the second year when the form is released. That is after your 2-1, close to the end of your 2-2, mostly a month before. That is when the form generally comes. Health Dell CDCs, or what are Health Dells? I guess we have explained this. Can I do two healths in 2-1? That depends on your degree. If you have two empty slots for health, one hell is generally for 3 credits. If you have 6 empty credits, then you can do. Generally, for most of the branches, you don't have so many slots in your first semester because your 3 credits are occupied by EVS as well. So mostly you have only one slot. So I don't think a lot of people or anyone can do two hells in 2-1, I guess. What's the procedure to register for a course I want to repeat? Got a D in my 2-1. So for repeating a course, first you have to mail the IC, and you have to get your permission from the IC of the course and the HOD of your department or the department which is offering that course. And then you have to mail the permission to August D. From August D, that registration is done. Anushka can explain this better. Anushka?
Yes, yes, it's exactly as you said. You have to get those two permissions from the IC and from the HOD. And once you have mailed those permissions to Augusti, they register you for it, basically.
Uh, can we take OPEL if there are no clashes with CDCs? That depends on which semester you are asking. You can take a course, you can take an elective. It is not, if it is not clashing with the CDCs, because CDCs to आपको compulsorily करनी है. Other than that, electives hell you can do in first sem as we said, and from like from third sem, and then from fourth semester you can do DELs or OPELs depending on your empty slots and clashes. That you have to check in the timetable. Will minors like CNI and computational economics be available in Goa campus? If not, can we pursue it in summer term in other campus? If you take any of the minors, will its offshoot score be counted for PS2? For these, I'm not sure about the offshoot score. The offshoot score is generally checked for the finance minor. About the CNI and computational economics minor, it has not been introduced in our campus till now. So if you have to do such minors, you have to do it from other campus in the summer term only, I guess.
Sam, I don't think so. It's allowed to do other minors from other campuses. For this, I guess the August D volunteers can help, or yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
August
can
can be more
mail
helpful
August
on
D and
this.
ask.
Yes, we can get back to you with the exact procedure. It's better to message one of us for this.
The elective system for dualites is very unclear. Would be of great help if that is clarified. I guess Meghna has covered this in the slides. She had explained the elective system for the minors, for the dualites. What is the cutoff for new robotics and automation minor introduced recently? What is the process for applying for SOP? So for SOP, Anushka has clearly explained how you can get an SOP under a professor. And for the cutoffs of the minor, that depends on branch to branch from CGPA of your branch, and depending on the number of people applying for the minor. For officially for robotics and automation, there is no such cutoff released, so we are not sure about the exact number. What are the minor cutoffs? Again, it depends on your branch ka CG and number of people applying for the minor, so we do not know the exact cutoffs again for the last year. Please tell me more about Hells, Dells, Opals. I guess we have covered this as well. In general guidance for all types of courses, I guess ये भी हो गया. Can you please scroll down, Minga? Uh, can you please explain the types of courses provided and the way we should be selecting them for the next 3 years? Uh, Types of courses obviously has been explained in the session. So the way you should be selecting them depends on, first of all, when you want to graduate. If you're a single degree, you want to do early grad, or you want to have a maxed out semester, or you want to space out your semesters. Based on that, you take a decision, and then for the electives, you just check if they are not clashing with the CDCs, and you check that when you have to do this based on your PS2 and placements ka plan. So, what is the max credit system, or how people complete their degree early? How can we take two ULs into one single degree? So two ULs wala part to I guess we covered over. For the max credit system, I'll tell ki for any degree, the maximum number of credits you can do is 25. Now, how number of courses are not fixed. Some courses are of 4 credits, some courses are of 3 credits. But the total number of credits of all the courses you have should not exceed 25. Now your CDCs can cover majority of your credits in a particular semester, and in the remaining credits you can do your electives. So for completing the degree early, as we discussed earlier, early grad ka system, that is basically in the remaining credits you generally do all your electives, you fill it like it's maxing out, जैसे हमने पहले डिस्कस किया था. For example, if you have 17 credits या 16 credits का CDCs in a particular semester, and the uh, total credits for a semester is 25, so you have 9 credits left. So you use all those credits to do the courses. Now that depends on the course you do. Like if 4 credit के दो course कर रहे हैं, then you can do 2 courses. Otherwise 3 credit वाले कर रहे हो तो 3 credits के you can do 3 courses and max out your semester and use all the 25 credits. Which are the most scoring courses? I will just learn it and it will work out. I Again, this is opinion based. I'm in triple E. Can we take more than 2 hells in a sem? In your 2-1 triple E, you cannot take more than 2 hells in a semester because including EVS, you already have 20 credits. So you can take a maximum of 1 hell because a hell has 3 credits. And if you have 5 credits left, then if you take 1 hell, then you will have only two credits left, because 23 can be the maximum number of credits you can take in your 2-1 triple E. So if you try to take another hell, you cannot, because it is of 3 credits and you have only 2 left. ERP shows that I can take only 1 hell in 2N. Even max credit is 25. And okay, I guess we cleared this. Also, SOP, LOP, DOP, and what can be done in the second year. This was also covered by Anushka. SOP, LOP, DOP kya hota hai. You can do the projects from your 2-2, as she said. What all minors can I be eligible for with the CGPA of 7.6? Again, we don't have the exact cutoffs for minors. That depends on the number of applications and CG of everyone who's applied again. Can I get any PS1 station of my choice with a CGPA of 7.6? That depends on where you are applying and number of applicants and number of people they are taking. So 7.6, I don't think ऐसे at a particular CG it is guaranteed you will get this PS only. That depends on where you are applying. Of my choice depends on your choice again, and the CG cutoff of that particular PS station. What is a study project? And okay, I guess this was also covered. How does one get to work under a professor from some other college, both national and abroad? Shrikar, do you have idea about this?
Not much, but it's not counted in. Like you just mail the professor, be in contact with them, and they might offer something.
Explain about all ULs. ULs, we have explained what are ULs and how many ULs you have to do. For about all ULs, you can just check the review of the courses offered and talk to more of your seniors on the general opinion they have about a particular UL, and it can help you take a decision about what you have to take. How do we know about the number of free credits and the number of electives that can be taken in a semester? So number of free credits are the 25 minus the number of CDCs you are doing. That is the number of free credits, because 25 is the maximum number of credits, and the CDCs for a particular semester is the compulsory courses which you have to do, provided you have cleared the prereqs pehle. So that is how you can get to know the number of free credits. For example, for triple E in the fourth semester, that is 2-2, you have 16 credits, 16 credits which are CDCs. So number of free credits will be 25 minus 16, that is 9. Now you can decide the number of electives or types of electives you have to take based on the preference you have about the how you have to make your timetable. A brief about health dells again done. How to plan timetable. I guess this was covered by Anushka in that ERP wala demonstration. How do we choose our minors and what are our options? Options we have told in the slides before, and choosing the minor solely depends on your interest and your CGPA, and if you are eligible for that minor. You apply, then you get a mail from August if you are eligible for that particular minor. Then you decide if you have to take it. You have to pay a particular fee before a deadline date. That will be informed later on. I'm in bio. I have 19 credits into 1 plus 3, 4. I guess this is a dual item Meghna. So do you know this?
Right. So the question is, I'm in bio. I have 19 bio credits into 1 plus 3 for POM. So plus 3 if I get. So my SEM is maxed out. How will I cover the requirements of Hells and Dells? So yeah. So you can probably you can cover it in the later SEMs. So if you have 19 bio credits, that'll be 22, and you can maybe take a hell in your 2-1, so that will make it 25. So you can take one hell in 2-1, and then depending on the number of CDCs you have in 2-2, you can maybe take another hell, and you can take another del probably. So people don't do too many in 2-1, but in 2-2, you can maybe take 2 hells in 1 del, or you could take 1 del, 1 SOP, 1 hell, or you could even take 2 dells. 2 dells is generally difficult, but you could also take 2 dells, 1 hell. So you can basically just space it out, but in 2-2, you will be able to take a lot more hells and dells. So as long as like you're maxing out every sem, I don't think you have to worry about like finishing your requirements. So yeah, that's it. Okay, can dualites take open courses such as Introduction to Game Theory? Yeah, dualites can take OPELs, but not. It's not advisable because you will have to complete your core courses, and you just have like 1 or 2 slots. So yeah, I mean, you will have like probably like 2 slots free. So check your ERP and check how many slots you have free. And for the free slots, you can do whatever you want with it. So yeah, you can take open courses depending on your interests, provided that you've finished all of your compulsory courses first. Can dualites not have the option for SIP and double PS also? Or will we have to do one thesis if we are doing an SIP? Yeah, you cannot do an SIP and 2 PSs. If you're doing an SIP, you will have to do one thesis. Yeah, I think this one Swayam will answer it better.
What is the good time to take your health? Got to know from some seniors that mostly people do 2 of theirs in fourth year and only 1 up to that. Consider that I'm in Phoenix. See now for Phoenix, if you ask me personally, then it would differ a lot. But generally, what people do is people prefer to complete the at least 2 of their hells in their second year, and they tend to leave 1 of their hell for their fourth year, because hells are something which help a lot in increasing the CGPA. So if you ask me a good time to take your hells, I will personally suggest that you can do 1 in your 2-1 and another one in your 2-2. Or if you want to complete as well, and if you want to increase your CG, you can do all 3 of your hells in your 2-2. That depends on your CGPA and how much you need to increase it before a particular time. So what generally happens is that For PS1, need you need a decent CGPA if you want to get a good center. So in 2-1, mostly Phoenix people do at least one hell, because for 2-1 ka Phoenix is a bit heavy. So hells do help a lot in like maintaining your CGPA over there. And at the end of your 2-2, it is advisable that you do one more hell, or if you want two as well, because that helps in increasing the CGP again. Because at the end of your 2-2 PCG helps in sitting for the SIPs, that is the summer internship program ke tests and interviews, which goes on throughout the third year and starts in 3-1. So mostly the cutoff varies. Generally for core की companies, the cutoff is 7 or 7.5 or up to 8 as well. So if you're doing health pehle, it might help a lot in increasing your CGPA. Please briefly explain about SOPs and how units are. I guess this was covered also. Uh, this coming SEM will only be able to choose a health, right? Yes. From the POV of a single degree student, when can we take OPELs and DELs through the remaining 5 SEMs in college? What is the maximum and minimum number of each? See, now again, this depends on your degree planning. For example, OPELs may, if you're doing a minor, then you have to, if you're doing a finance minor specifically, then you have to get it done early. This is just an example, how generally people do a finance minor, to explain when can we take OPELs. So 2-2 may you do one OPEL, and then 3-1 may you do four more, because 3-1 may you have 5 slots. So in order to complete your minor for a 4-1 PS, you do that. And DELs may, you can do it throughout your third year, and you can do it in your last semester in 4-2 as well if you don't want an early graduation. So I guess this again depends on your degree planning, that आपको early grad करना है या फिर आपको late सब करना है या फिर आपको minor करना है कि नहीं. So after considering all that, you can decide when you have to do a particular course. What is the minimum and maximum number of each, and also of hells? Yeah, that was discussed. 3 hells, 4 hells, 5 opels. Minimum to complete your degree. Which hells out of the one offered is to have a good grading? You can check the review sheet for this. Grading varies, like जो offer हुए हैं उसमें we don't exactly remember how कितने सारे hells थे, but the review sheets about hells are always shared by seniors. उसमें grading at average and all that is mentioned. That must be there on your info groups. You can check that. What is the timeline for a student doing a minor SIP 10 placement? Uh, please explain semester wise what all happens. So again, that depends firstly कि which minor you are doing and what is your branch SIP में. ब्रांच का तो SIP में बहुत ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. SIP के टेस्ट एंड इंटरव्यूज go on throughout the third year. 3-1 and 3-2 में you have your, mostly 3-1 में you have your SIP के interviews and tests. And placement then again depends कि when are you sitting for placement, in your first semester or your second semester. It depends on the domain you are going. Like placement unit का session होता है जिसमें they will tell about the companies when which is coming and all. So based on that you can decide कि आप PS कब जाना चाहते हो. So if you are going for 4-1 या PS, then you have to sit in 4-2 का placements. If you are going for a 4-2 PS, then 4-1 में you have to sit for placements. So placement का वही सीन है. उसके बाद minor का it was discussed कि कैसे कब करना होता है. Finance minor I told. Shrikar can tell you more about the data science minor when you have to do it during that. Can I sit for placement interviews in both? What do you exactly mean by both? I didn't understand that. In both semesters? I don't think you can sit for placement interviews in both semesters. एक semester में you have to go for PS. So on campus placements के लिए जो companies आती हैं उसमें you cannot sit in a semester you have gone for PS. If not, then what should I prefer? I mean, chemical. I don't know yet what part to choose. I'm not exactly clear about what is being asked in this question. Meghna, do you understand what is being asked in the second part?
Yeah, I'm in chemical. I don't know yet what path to choose. Yeah, I think that depends on your interests. You have time to explore it. So, I mean, contact seniors, see what you're interested in. And no, I don't think you can sit for placement interviews in both semesters.
How to make timetable, what is PR system, again all of this has been discussed. All possible disadvantages of late registration aside from not getting your preferred batches for your timetable. About the late registration, we have an Augusti volunteer over here. I guess Anushka can explain this better. Anushka, is Anushka there in the meet? I guess she's not there right now. But you can ask Augusti more about the late registration wala part. Apart from not getting your preferred branch batches for your timetable, I'm not sure about uh, what else disadvantage you can have. Is it possible to change preference for secondary electives? uh, I guess this is not possible. POM POE में से एक select करने के बाद I have not seen personally, I've personally not seen such a case कि किसी ने उसके बाद change किया है कि नहीं. Meghna, Shrikar, have you seen any case like this?
No, I've not seen anything. I think once you've selected it, that's the option. Shrikar, what do you
Yeah.
think?
No, even I haven't seen any case as such.
Okay, I know the deadline is over, but I would like to change my preference from POM to POE as I'm interested in finance minor. Uh, POM to POE, as you're interested in finance minor, I don't think that would make a lot of difference because finance minor के courses are completely different from POM या POE. POM POE is not counted in like it is not related to all any of the courses you do in your finance minor. But if you are interested in all, then I don't know how you have to get it changed. I mailed the registration office but got no response. Please give me their number. uh, Numbers and all, so we are also not provided the numbers of registration office. You have to meet you have to wait for the registration office ka response. Yeah, otherwise once you get to campus you can directly visit them, talk to them about like getting this changed.
Yeah, I think
I'm
directly
assuming.
visiting them is a good idea. So you can do
Yeah,
that here on campus.
yeah. Is it possible? नहीं, sorry, हो गया ये तो. I'm a CS student, want to do robotics minor. Whom should I approach? Dean, prof, who? CS students के लिए I don't think robotics minor was open last year. It was only for mechanical and electrical. Whom should you approach? All the minor registration and all is looked over by the Augusti, so you can talk to Augusti volunteers about this. I don't know if they will change or not. तो depend करता है. So basically, for Dolites, 3 hells are to be chosen throughout the courses, and how many opens? Meghna, you covered this, right?
Yeah, I did cover it. So three hells, no opels, and dells. It's usually five for MSc and five for engineering. But for some branches, it's a little different. Might be four. So go to ERP and it'll tell you how many are required.
Okay, cool. Uh, for Dolites to do minor, till which sem do they consider a minor? What would be their cutoff? Till which sem do they consider? I'm assuming you are asking about the CGPA. So for the dualites also till 2-1 ka CG it is considered because single degree and dual degree both apply for the minor in the second year ka second semester and their fourth semester only. So 2-1 tak ka CG. You do your minor later on, but you have to register it for it earlier only. This was confirmed with the Augusti office. FUFA would be an Opel. So how will a MSc Chem etc. dualite do it? You have to do the minor courses as a dualite. If you're a non-eco dualite, then in your summer term as discussed. What are the minor cutoffs? Again, data we don't have. If we finish the courses of a minor but did not apply for a minor, can we get the minor degree? No, you cannot. Can dualites complete their degree early? Uh, there's no such provision for dualites for an early grad or something, if I'm not wrong. And Amigna?
Yeah, you're correct. You
Yeah,
will take that amount of time.
yeah. I didn't understand that when do we do the core courses of minors? You can do it as an OPL whenever it is offered, provided you have registered for a minor. If you have registered for a minor, you will get a form from August D where you have to fill the minor preferences for the particular session for the particular semester. Ki I want to do this course as a part of my minor in the coming semester. So based on that, you can choose the course you want to do, and then later on, in such with such methods, you can complete the core courses. For example, the core courses for the finance minors are FUFA and FinMan. So for that, you'll get a form from August G where they'll ask you the preferences of the courses you want to do in the particular semester. You fill that you want to do this course, and then you will be pre-registered in that course for the upcoming semester. Uh, I guess we've addressed more or less, I guess, all the doubts. हो गया ना? हाँ, we
Huh.
are done. Other than this, if you have anything, you can just type in the chat box. We'll let you know, or you can unmute and ask your doubts by raising hands, of course.
Yeah, Priyanshu, you can ask.
I wanted to ask about NBC. For example, I have been shortlisted for taking NBC as a course in my 2-1, but there is no such provision for me because I'm a single degree student to take an OPEL because it will be considered as an OPEL if I'm not mistaken. So, what exactly is the mechanism for taking NBC this and the upcoming time?
I couldn't hear your question properly. It was echoing. Can you type it in the chat box? Or Swayam, if you heard it, can you answer?
Actually, I couldn't hear it as well because it was echoing again.
Yeah, exactly. Just type it in the chat box. The minor CG cutoffs are like very different for every year. For us and for the senior batch, it was like very different. So I don't think that's something that's predictable.
Meanwhile, I just want
Okay, guys. So
okay.
just clear this one doubt that if like I read this from the chat, they're saying that if we complete the courses of minor, we can get it by writing a letter. So this thing is not at all available. If
Yeah,
you are
it's not
allotted the
available
minor by
because
August, then only.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was asked in the form as well. I said that it's not, you can't do this. Meanwhile, we'll just go for the other questions. Amish, you can go on with the question.
Yes, so if someone takes a dualite takes a minor in a summer term, how many courses can he do in a summer term, and does his DELs count towards the summer term, towards the minor?
Yes, the DELs count towards the minor. So if the minor courses are also part of your DELs, then it counts towards both, and that makes it easier to complete your minor. As for how many courses you can do in a summer term, Swayam, do you have any idea about that?
That depends on the courses that are offered during the summer term. You opt for that in that particular time. So summer term में जितने course offer हो रहे हैं आप सिर्फ वही वाले कर सकते हो during that time.
So I cannot complete my entire minor in the summer term.
Means you
That
can
again
do a
depends.
maximum of 3 courses in your summer term, a maximum of 9 degrees, and and to complete your minor, you need to take around what 5 courses or 6 courses. So yeah, I guess you can understand.
Also one more thing. In the bulletin, it was written that one course cannot be counted towards 2 degrees and one minor.
Yeah, so
So, like,
basically it happens when, yeah, you mute please. So it happens when you are doing a course which is common to all the 3 degrees. For example, if a dual degree student who is doing some course which is a Dell for his dual wala degree, his engineering degree, and the MSc degree as well as the minor. So that course could not be counted for 3 times. 2 times it is counted. Ki, for example, we talked about maths plus CS students. They can do DS minor easily because their dells are matching with the same. So, but अगर कोई कोर्स 3 बार कॉमन हो रहा है then it's not counted. You will have to do another course to complete that.
but since for the engineering degrees, ka OPEL's condition is fulfilled by the DELs of the the MSc degree. तो एक मेरा डेल MSc डिग्री का won't, if I count it towards the minor as well, तो वो 3 डिग्रीज का नहीं होगा.
If you are a dual degree student, तुम्हें कोई OPEL करना ही नहीं है ना. Dual degree students only have to do DELs for both of their degrees. You don't have to do any OPELs.
नहीं, ओपेल बेसिकली बुलेटिन में लिखा है कि ओपेल, लाइक सपोज मेरा जो बीटेक वाला डिग्री है उसका ओपेल के लिए दे काउंट द डेल्स ऑफ माय एमएससी एंड वाइस वर्सा फॉर द लाइक बोथ ऑफ देम. तो इससे तो 2 डिग्री के लिए एक कोर्स ऑलरेडी काउंट हो रहा है ना.
Amish, you can ask us personally later after this session. You are very confused with all of that. I guess let's not confuse everyone with this.
ओके ओके.
About that NVC thing, I guess you can clear it with the August office, because if they are offering and they're saying you can do it and you can register for it, then there shouldn't be a big issue.
Now, one more
Just
thing,
add
guys.
that.
These minors doubt all these minors regarding how much it will have an impact on your placement and stuff. PMP keeps another session before your minors are allotted when the minor forms are out. That time you can ask those doubts. There would be speakers who has done particular minors, so they would be better person to guide you with what minors to do, what are the things you can expect. So don't expect those questions right now. You can ask them in that session. It will happen in your 2-2. Yeah.
Yes, and may go on with your question.
Yeah, so actually, I wanted to ask when you talked about the add or swap window for the electives. So, swapping now, for example, 2-1, if due to a bad PR number, I don't get the hell of my choice, then do I get to swap it with another student? Like, I'm assuming seats are available. So, I get to swap it with another student, or just I am getting it changed?
In ad swap window, what basically happens is कि there are a certain number of seats increased या opened based on the August D कि वो कितना add कर रहे हैं, जो भी कर रहे हैं. And other than that, while adding swapping, when you go for that, you have their option in during your registration. जब आप वो कोर्स पर्टिकुलर कोर्स ड्रॉप करते हो, देन उसके बाद स्वैप करते टाइम यू कैन गेट द कोर्स इफ उस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स में सीट्स ओपन है. अब वो सीट्स ओपन तब भी हो सकती है अगर ऑगस्ट जी ने वो सीट्स ओपन किए या फिर किसी पर्टिकुलर स्टूडेंट के ड्रॉप करने की वजह से ओपन हो. सो एड स्वैप के लिए ऐसे पर्टिकुलरली यू डोंट हैव टू पिक अ पर्सन. दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन कि ड्यूरिंग द एड स्वैप विंडो उस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स के लिए सीट ओपन हो रही है कि नहीं. सीट कैन ओपन थ्रू मल्टीपल मेथड्स. वो या तो सीट्स इंक्रीज हो जाती है उस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स में या फिर कोई ड्रॉप करता है तो होती है.
बट फिर एक और चीज, अगर ड्रॉप कर रहा है कोई तो ड्रॉप मिड सेम के बाद ही हो सकता है, राइट?
सर मैं
ड्रॉप
उसका मतलब ड्रॉप मतलब एग्जैक्ट ड्रॉप नहीं था. इफ समवन एक्सचेंजेस देयर कोर्स विद सम अदर कोर्स
हाँ
तो
ओके ओके,
उसमें
समवन एल्स
सीट कम
स्वैप्स इट.
या
हाँ किसी ने वहाँ की सीट खाली कर दी तो वो सीट ओपन हो गई उस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स के लिए ड्यूरिंग दैट विंडो, तो उस टाइम आप ले सकते हो.
अच्छा, और ये फिर फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व पे ही होगा, राइट? क्योंकि कॉमनली खुलती है विंडो.
यस यस यस.
ओके, गॉट इट, थैंक यू.
I guess that's it. और किसी को शायद कोई doubt नहीं. I don't see any hands raised. So we can wrap this session up, and you can reach out to any of the coordinators personally if you have any other doubts. So we should end the session now, I guess, Meghna.
Yeah. So we'll end. So thank you for attending, everybody, and you can always reach out to us if you have any more questions that we have not answered. So
Yeah, thanks a lot for your time. The recordings and the PPT of the slides will be shared in some time. Thank you.